Welcome to a special edition, right, of the Cowboy Cast. Of course, it doesn't take much to know who Jerry Martinez or Harvey Zuniga is.
That's it.
So, what's up, guys? How are we feeling today?
Good, man. I hope so.
We're gonna be talking about the actual playoff picture right now. Interesting. So, anyways, I was trying to. I got a little bit distracted because of the TikTok thing, but for whatever reason, the TikTok is not letting me go through. So, but anyways, let's get right to it. Hey, look at this. What's up, Jose? What did he say? Ah,
Ah,
cabrón.
cabrón.
Not in the afternoon. Hey, man. Hey, finally, we get to be what other people are to Dallas Cowboys, and that's haters, right? And we finally get to sit back, enjoy. Hey, if you have a drink, what are you drinking? Make sure you do it responsibly. But of course, now we get to see some football. Get right into it. Tommy Hardo, Seahawks with the upset would be nice. I'm not gonna lie to you, it would. But today we do have a special guest.
That's it.
We always see, somebody popping up on in the comment section, and it's Ramiro. Well, we were able to get him on. This is his first time appearance live. So let's welcome in Ramiro Zuniga. All right, round of applause too.
Guys, what's going on? Thank you. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
this is super hard for some people, man. I mean, being live for you, I mean, I know you can handle it, right? So, welcome aboard and welcome to the Cowboy Cast. And we want to thank you for everything you do for the Cowboy Cast, man.
Thank
Uh,
you, Jerry. Javier, appreciate it. Love it.
let's get right into it, man. We're talking about wild card weekend, baby. It doesn't get any better than this. This is it, man. It's either you do it or you go home, right?
Yep. You're in a tournament.
Uh, that's it, baby. So check it out. I'm just gonna throw on the screen, Jerry. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
All right, here we go. So here's a playoff picture. Let's go with the first game since it's about to start. So Seahawks at Niners at the well, someone would say the swampy Levi Stadium. I don't know how wet it is, but it's been raining a lot. But I guess Jerry, you wanna go first?
Sure thing. So, I hate the 49ers. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest, man. I hate the 49ers. I think that's one of the it's one of them teams that just over the years they've always for whatever reason they've always been like a nemesis, especially for anybody that's a part of the Cowboys nation. We know exactly what they're talking about. I think full circle, 1994 is probably like the first realization how much I really hated the 49ers. And that's when they actually beat the Dallas Cowboys. So ever since 1994, man, I mean, 1994, I think I was about, man, I want to say about 8 going on 9 or something around that time frame. Not too sure. But damn, they beat the Cowboys. Cowboys had just won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. And I hate these 49ers, man. But you know what? Hats off to them. They're good. They're a good team, man. They have a great defense. Even with them losing both their starting quarterbacks, they're man, the rookie quarterback looks sharp. He looks good. But I mean, do we make our predictions now or do we hold it for later? That's what I want to know.
No, we're making our predictions now. Let's
Damn.
go.
All right, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers in this situation. I think that there would be no better picture for me for the Cowboys and the 49ers to meet up in the NFC Championship. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like Tommy mentioned in this little thing, the Seahawks with the upset would be nice. It would be nice, but if not, I'm ready I believe this Cowboys is ready. And these 49ers have been talking way too much smack, and it's time for somebody to punch them right back in the face. And you know what? They owe us since last year. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but let's get right into it.
So what's the prediction though? You
Oh,
got a score?
okay. Yes, I do have a score. I believe the 49ers will go ahead and put up 28 points. Give me 17. So 28-17 for the 49ers in this one.
2017. All right, Ram, you can go next.
I had 34-17 early on, but I'm going to change it because of the weather. The rain, both teams are going to run the ball. It's going to be sloppy and muddy. I am going to say it's going to be 21-10 San Francisco.
Oh, I like that.
21-10. Well, shoot, man. I guess I'm gonna be the what do they say? The lone
Lone Wolf.
wolf. Woo! Right. So I'm gonna go with 28-24. I don't know why, man. I think the Seahawks are gonna win, man. I honestly think they're gonna win. It's gonna be hard. Geno Smith's gonna have to win this game. They're not gonna be able to run the ball. But I'm gonna say 28-24. Actually, 27-24. They'll be tied and they'll kick a field goal to win the game. But I think the Seahawks are gonna win this game, man. I think they're gonna pressure Purdy and get out with the win. But we'll see. All right, next game we got is Giants at the Vikings.
Well, today on a Saturday,
No. Well, I'm sorry. Who's next?
it would be the Jaguars and the Chargers today.
Jaguars and the Chargers. Okay,
And it's
so
gonna be Chargers at Jags. So they're gonna be
Chargers at Jags. So who do you got, Jerry?
Man, I love what I'm seeing from this young Jacksonville Jaguars team. I believe this Andy Reid system that Doug Peterson, like you said, Doug Peterson has given the Dallas Cowboys fits in the past. And you know what? That's the type of team that will sneak one on you. I just don't know, man. Do you trust the Chargers? I think that in this game, it's going to be very crucial that Brandon Staley, that head coach of the Chargers, do not make the mistakes that he's been making since he became a head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers, right? So in this one, I'm gonna say Jags. Give it to me. This one could be a high scoring game. I'm just saying it could be one of them 35-21 kind of games, and I would like the Jags in this game. I think the Jags are going to surprise a lot of people, including the Chargers.
Okay. So Ram.
Jerry, I like what you said about Staley being a young head coach and he's making mistakes. I think that's going to show evident in this game. I have a blowout. I have Jacksonville 34 to the Chargers 10.
Wow.
I think Jacksonville's defense is coming on strong and they're young. And with Mike Williams not playing, that's the reason I'm going that way.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot Mike Williams is not playing.
Yep.
Okay.
I think he's out regardless if they move past. If let's just say the Chargers are able to, I think that there was a late breaking that the injury's a lot worse than what they thought. So that's a big blow for them,
Oh man, let's see. I've been high on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know that, Jerry.
I mean, you're the one who got me to see the light, with the Jags.
And I think Trevor Lawrence just needed a great coach, and Peterson is probably, you can't get any better than that, man. That RPO, the way they run things, I think it's going to be nothing but uphill for him. But I think they're better than the Chargers right now. Now, if you had their left tackle and you had Bosa and all them, it'd be a different story. But I think they're gonna win this game, man. And I think they're gonna win 31-28. And I think Jacksonville comes out there with a win, man. So that's my prediction. So tomorrow's games, we want to go in order, or does it matter?
I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter.
All right, so let's go with.
We already know what the Monday game is, and then we have a couple questions. We already got a couple questions.
So Jerry, let's go with Giants and Vikings. What do you got?
Ooh, this one, hey man, the Giants, both Giants and Vikings they're teams that I would not want to come into the playoffs with. They're very inconsistent teams, both of them. Daniel Jones, you never really know what you're getting out of Daniel Jones, and then the way the Vikings are playing, they literally, I mean, it looked like they were going to lose to the Colts at one moment, and then they're able to play some hero ball. So I think in this case, I'm going to go ahead and give the experience to the Vikings, and the real experience I'm talking about is the quarterback experience. Kirk Cousins has been in the league a little bit longer, so give me the Vikings, but it's going to be by a very thin edge, man. It's going to be very thin edge. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be more of a, I think it's going to be this game would probably be And if I had to put a number on it, probably 17-10. Vikings over Giants.
Ram.
What time are we playing this game? What time is Kirk Cousins playing?
Oh, this is a
Oh
3:30 game.
man.
This is
Oh man,
3:30.
don't say that. Don't
I'm
say
just
that.
saying. We know about primetime Kirk Cousins, and I've got the upset. I've got the Giants pulling it off 24-23. The Giants are pulling off 24-23.
I guess Jerry ends up being the lone wolf. Jerry, you're the lone wolf on this one. Uh, I think Brian just finds another way, man. I think they're upset from the last game that the Vikings beat them at the very last minute, and I think the Giants bring it together and they beat the Vikings in Minnesota. So, and I think the score will probably be probably a little high scoring, but I think it'll be 34-31. Um, and the Giants win the game this time, though. So that's my prediction.
Wow. So just like that,
You're,
you think the Giants have been able to put their put put all their shortcomings this season. I mean, because they're both very inconsistent teams, so we don't know what we're getting. Obviously, the Vikings have they have the best offensive player in the entire league in Justin Jefferson. So that's the only thing I kind of want to point out.
I, they're going to find a way to shut him down because that's the only way you can beat that team.
What's up?
Honestly.
What's up, Alex? We're back live on TikTok.
Okay, so now next game we got Baltimore at Cincinnati. Is it at Cincinnati?
Let me see.
Yes, it should be
Baltimore.
at Cincinnati.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, that's a
So
7:50.
Baltimore at Cincinnati, Jerry.
Man, on this one, give me the Bengals, man. I'm not counting Joe Burrow out. And then of course the Ravens don't have. Why don't they have Lamar Jackson? Is Lamar Jackson really hurt? I mean, these are things that
He
Ravens
ain't.
have. Well, Ravens are going to have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, "Hey, do we want this for ourselves as a franchise quarterback going for the future? Because if you're not available for me in the playoffs, and you're using what a lot of people are talking about." That Lamar's basically using the contract against them in this scenario. What kind of leader are you for this Baltimore Ravens team? So I like the Bengals in this one. Less drama. Bengals are focused. Joe Burrow, man, I love him. He's so confident. He's so smooth. When they asked him, how long, how wide is your window to get into the Super Bowl? He said, "Come on, man. There is no window, right? I'm as long as I'm here, we're going to the Super Bowl. So give me the Bengals in this one. And this one's gonna be a pretty good. I think this one's gonna get away from the Ravens for them. For the Ravens, I could probably see them scoring maybe 10 points at most, but give it to me 27-10 on this one.
Okay, Ram, what do you got?
Okay, I'm going with Jerry. I think the Bengals are a more talented team overall,
Now
especially
hold
with the
on,
quarterback.
hold on. Let me just throw something out there for y'all. Has the Bengals beat the Ravens twice this year?
They have.
So that's the question. So go
It's
ahead, Ram. I'm just
go,
saying.
go, going to that, Harvey. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in the same season. However, it's going to happen. The Bengals are going to win. Jamar Chase is going to go wild. That Ravens defense is going to hold up as much as they can, but I think in the end, Bengals are going to win. Give me 24 to. I'm going to agree with Jerry. 24-10, low scoring for the Ravens.
So okay, so it's not going to be hard because the Ravens did beat the Bengals earlier in the season. So I guess they get lucky from the curse. But look, man, Joe Burrow's too much. And then they're not going to have Lamar Jackson. I don't see this is not even a contest. I don't think it's still going to be a close game. I think just because they're division rivals. But yeah, I say 27-17, and Cincinnati takes it. Honestly, I don't even think it's close throughout the whole game. So Joe Burrow is just too much. And I said it before. I think Cincinnati goes to the AFC Championship. I don't think I know Joe Burrow and that team will go to the AFC Championship. So I'll just leave it at that. Now we're into the Dolphins at Buffalo. Jerry, what do you
I don't even
got?
I don't even think there should be a game, man. The Dolphins should just go and take a knee, man. They got Dan. The Dolphins have Dan Orlovsky's number 10 ranked quarterback,
Oh,
right?
you're right. You're
in the
right.
in the playoffs. I think Dak Dakota Rain Prescott is last to get on Dan Orlovsky's board. So, it says a lot from a quarterback that played at such a high level at the NFL, right? I mean, he played scot free. He never made any mistakes. He didn't do anything dumb. He played football at the highest level, so he's able to give out these grades. So you got to trust him, I guess. He's on ESPN. We got to trust what Dan Orlovsky says, regardless of Dolphins having the 10th ranked quarterback in the playoffs. Give me the Buffalo Bills and give me the Buffalo Bills by a huge margin. And when I say huge, I'm talking about like 35-6.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ram, what do you got?
I agree with Jerry. I think this is going to be a blowout. Half the Dolphins team is on concussion protocols. They're on their third or fourth string quarterback. Dolphins defense will hold up a little bit, but I think at the second half, I'm going to say it right now. I think the Bills are a team of destiny right now. They're going to beat the Dolphins 34-15, 34-14.
Yeah, I'm with Ram. I'm with y'all. I don't think the Dolphins have a chance in this game, man. To be honest, it's almost like a bye for the Buffalo Bills. In the third quarter, I probably see all the starters sitting. But I'm with y'all. I say 35-10, and the Bills take it. So those are all the games we've gone through. Obviously we have the Cowboys going to Tampa, and I think we're going to call that on Monday, right, Jerry?
For sure. I mean, we can't give out our predictions, but we do have a couple of comments and questions. Um,
Okay.
I know how Jose has been wanting to get on this, so let's go full screen now. Let's see how we look. Gotta see how we look on TikTok now because I know Harvey's probably missing in this one. Let me just double check real quick. You gotta give me some time just to make sure because I don't want to block anybody. Harvey, you're just a little bit cut off, so we just fix that. All right, we're good
That's
to go.
perfect, man. Let's go.
So, Jose Pais says, and Ram, maybe you can help us out on this one, right? Do we ever rush Parsons from the same side D Law plays to overpower one side? That's actually a very good question.
I'll let Ram take that one.
Yeah, me too.
We're talking about Lawrence and Parsons playing on the same side,
Yeah,
or
he's
the,
like, do you
it,
ever?
it,
How many times can you count it? Right?
you don't see it very often. The reason why is because you need rushing from both edges. Or if you notice when Demarcus Lawrence plays defensive tackle, he's actually playing on the left side opposite of Parsons. You need pass rushers from different angles to come in. That's why they don't really play him the same side. The only time you'll see him playing in the same side is when Micah Parsons is playing linebacker and he's somewhere in between the guards and centers, and Demarcus Lawrence is at defensive tackle. That's the only real time you'll see them in film where they play on the same side.
It makes perfect sense, right? Because like you said, if that's the case, I mean, who do you trust on the other side, right? I mean, I know we have Dante Fowler, I know we have Sam Williams, who looks like he's an ascending player for the future. Obviously, he needs to just be careful not to be getting his Corvette and doing crazy things, especially during Wild Card Weekend. But I guess when, right, is the question. When will we see that kind of creativity on defense? Because we've already given Dan Quinn all the credit in the world for his creativity as far as taking the ball away. But can you imagine the havoc that would do? So looking forward to that. So we got
No,
some. Go ahead.
okay.
No,
No,
go
the
ahead.
only reason I don't agree with it, at least lining up on the line, is because now you can kind of shift your line that side, and that doesn't make any sense. You want to keep the offense guessing to where all these players are at, and not only that, but you talk about mismatches, because if you can put a running back to the right, a tight end to the right, and they're both on the same side, you kind of have that side locked up a little. So if they're coming at different angles in different places, like Ram said, I think it creates a lot more difficulty for them to block those players. And not only that, but like you said, Micah Parsons is on the same side of DeMarcus Lawrence when he plays linebacker. I think Micah's probably going to blitz, but he's waiting for DeMarcus Lawrence to be doubled and then go, pick his hole, the A gap, the B gap, or whatever. So that does make sense.
Ton of sense. We got some more coming in. We'll get to Jose's right now, right? Well, let's get to it now because I guess he's coinciding question. But wouldn't it potentially save Parsons' body and it could allow someone else to blitz on the opposite side? It's a great question. It's a great rebuttal question.
I think the reason why you also see it is because the Cowboys just want to rush four. If you notice Dan Quinn's system, it's about rushing four. The key player if you want to do that, put Michael Parsons and Lawrence on the same side, then on the right side, you actually want to put Dorrance Armstrong because he's had a good year with 8 sacks this year, and he's going up against that right tackle that left tackle that's not very good. I think if you're going to see it, you could see it in this game because Armstrong is the one that can be the key factor of why you would put Parsons and Lawrence on the same side.
It makes sense because truly, you don't want your edge rusher also because having a little experience at edge, right? In high school, I played edge defensive end. But first and second, we were always taught to make sure that running back didn't get outside of us, right? To contain. So in this case, that would really free up Michael Parsons, and D-Lock can be your contain. But if you're gonna go on a full out blitz, that would be kind of unique situation. But I get it. He goes, I would go with that. Good answer, Ram. They're loving you, Ram. We do got some love from TikTok. It says, I wish the Cowboys were playing today. How about you guys?
I wish it was the weekend.
I wanted them Saturday night. Not gonna lie, I know ESPN played a lot of money, and the NFL was like, "Hey, you know what? We need to get ESPN some love and some Monday Night Football." That's why the game went to ESPN on a Monday night, man. I'd rather it be tonight, where we can barbecue, drink some beers, and recover the next day.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, right? That's why I try to get my weekend done with. So Sunday full recovery and back to work on Monday. Somebody said Dak is much better than the Cowboys fan give him credit. Ram, what do you think about that? I think me and Harvey already expressed how we feel, but
I'll start by saying this. Dak, if you notice film, Dak's footwork is not great. When Dak is on fire, it's because he's in the game. He's involved in the game. He gets hit when he goes for a 5-yard run, 3-yard run. When Dak is not in game and when he doesn't know what he's reading, that's when Dak struggles. And Kellen Moore needs to help Dak to be better, play action passes, max protection with their tight ends, get 2-man routes where it's easier to read the defense. If Dak can somehow get involved in the game, I think you could see the Dak Prescott that the fans love about him, that he plays football. He is a football player. Remember, he's a football player, not a quarterback.
Wow, great answer. Harvey, I don't know if you want to chime in on that one.
No, and I agree, and I think that I go back to getting a quarterback in rhythm, right? But if you make it easy for him in the beginning, that get him involved, and Dak, I'm telling you, everybody knows when Dak gets on fire, you can't. It's weird, right? But you can't stop him. So I agree with the run the ball, max protection, 2-route system. If it's not there, throw it away. It's not a big deal. But once you start rolling, then we can start running those concept options and all that. And I agree, man. I think if we get him rolling in the beginning and you get him confidence there, I think Dak will roll, man. And when he gets hot, everybody knows he gets hot. I think he had 24 straight passes. Was it Thanksgiving? I can't remember what game it was, but he had
the Eagles.
Was it the Eagles? Yeah, the Eagles. He had 24 straight completions, man. So we'll see, man. Hopefully they have a good game plan.
Harvey, after the interception, Harvey. He went up after that interception.
You're right.
He locked it. So it says right here, we got. It's an Eagle fan. He's chiming in with us. He says, "Go, Eagles." Right? I don't know why he spelled it like that, but I guess it's an Eagle thing. He goes, your quarterback is a young version of Donovan McNabb. That's what he's saying about Dak Prescott. Do you see that similarity?
You know what? I don't know, man. That's kind of almost right.
Well, Donovan McNabb was running to the very end of his career, man.
I think just Donovan was a better passer than Dak, though. because you got to remember Dak played in the system of option, running the ball. Donovan actually played in college actual passing attack. I mean, I kind of see it, but I think Donovan was a better passer than Dak. What do you think, Ram?
I agree with Harvey. You look at the stats that he put up in Syracuse. It was a lot of passing stats.
Yeah,
McNabb was always a runner, but he put up a lot of passing stats coming out of Syracuse, and he was a top 10 pick. Remember that? I think he went number 5 to the Eagles. Remember, Dak went in the 4th round. The one thing about Dak is he ran the ball a lot in college, and he was up in the Heisman Trophy race, I think, his junior year. So Dak was a running quarterback. Like I said, he is a athletic quarterback. But Harvey's right. When he gets hot, he can throw the ball like McNabb, and he can.
yeah.
There's good comparisons. I just think McNabb was a better overall passer.
And we're actually getting good questions on TikTok today, right? They're specifically asking Ram, right? They've already heard me and Harvey, I guess. Why do you see Dak Prescott throwing so many interceptions? Ram, that's
You
directed.
could. It's going. The blame goes all on Dak and the receivers who drop balls. You think about it, Harvey. As a receiver, if the ball touches your hand, you should catch the ball. So half of those interceptions are on the receivers. The other half are on Dak. Dak is not reading the field correctly, and that's why I go back that Kellen Moore is not helping Dak, and even Dak is not helping himself. You look at the All 22 in the Washington game; they had Pollard out in the white on the right side by himself, and as he came back in, it showed man to man. On Dak's interception, it showed man to man. And CD Lamb was wide open in the slot, but he chose to throw to Noah Brown, interception, touchdown. Dak's not reading the field.
Crazy. Now we got Jose Pais chiming in. Disregarding playing any away game, could playing a Monday night be bad and too much for the boys? Dak needs to start rolling out, especially with the questionable line. I don't know. Our line is getting back healthy in this game, right?
No, it is, but I agree with him, and that's the thing. Like, how many rollouts did you see against Washington?
Not
At the
not
most, not very many. And I
no.
think Dak is that kind of player, man. Just let him roll out. That way, there's no offensive line in from him. He can read the whole field, and if it's there, it's not there. Then if not, he runs the ball. That's another dynamic we need to add to it. I know Dak's been hurt before, and he's afraid of that ankle, but I think that's a dynamic. If I were the Bucks, I wouldn't game plan for that because he hasn't done it very much. But
Yeah.
when you put it on the game plan, that's an extra thing that they have to account for. So I think rolling Dak out, like Ram said, let's roll him out, play action. Let's do max protection, 2 route systems. I think it's a perfect game plan to get him started. But we can say all these things, but are they going to do it? I don't know. We'll have to see. But he said Monday night, is it too big for the boys?
I guess he's referring to, right, because they have to play, I guess, either Saturday or Sunday, right? The next week, if they get past it.
I'll comment on that, Jerry.
But
All the reports that I've read, whoever wins the Monday night game is going to be playing the late Sunday game
oh, okay.
because they don't.
Um,
The NFL does not want these players to play on a short week. So that's why the Monday game, whoever wins, you're gonna watch. They're gonna play Sunday night. They're not gonna play Saturday and they're not gonna play Sunday afternoon. They're gonna play the latest game on Sunday.
So one more, right? Because Jose Pais says McNabb was a beast, and the only reason I guess he's saying that is because McNabb tore up many Cowboys' hearts, right, for many years. So somebody says here, Dak is not improving in 7 years; he's getting worse. Um, I know me and Harvey kind of talked about this. I think when you reach a certain peak in the offense, right? There's only so far you can go as far as up, right? If anything, it could be a downward spiral. What were your thoughts on that, Ram? As far as is he getting worse, or is it just that they've reached that peak where they can't get any better?
I'm not gonna say Dak is getting worse. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna go back to the Kellen Moore system. Kellen Moore is not putting Dak in a position to be successful.
Ooh,
That's where I'm gonna go. And Dak would be successful if Kellen Moore would put him in a position to be successful. You look at look at Cooper Rush. Guess what? Dak's thumb is out. Oh, the world is coming down. The world, Cowboy season is over. Kellen Moore ran the ball a lot. Cooper Rush hardly threw the ball. He put a running system around Cooper Rush. If he does the same thing around Dak, I guarantee you'll see the Dak that we all want to see.
You're making it simple for him. Let him make some plays. Oh, we got trouble in the house. Was Cooper right calling Dak the? Oh man, the Kirk Cousins, his words, not mine. Laugh out loud.
Oh.
I don't know. You can say that, but and I've talked about this on the show before. This is my thing, and I'll relate it to me being in the military. Right, we move every 3 years. Why do we do that? There's no sense in us moving. Just stay where you're at. Well, what you got to realize is that us moving so many times, what it creates is you look at your last 3 years and you figure out, what did I do good, what did I do bad, and how can I get better. So that's what it creates. So when you move again, you go through those leadership positions and you move again, and it kind of, I kind of look at it as a promotion if you're in a new position or you move somewhere new. Those three things always make you think, like, what could I have done better where I was at now that I'm going into a new leadership role? Dak's never had that. He's never had a new system. He's been in the same system. And you can say the same system because I don't care what anybody says. I think Kellen Moore learned from Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. It's almost the same system. So Dak never really moved on to a new system. How can we ever know if he's going to get better if he had the same system the whole time? In my opinion, that's never going to make you better. The other thing is Kellen Moore really holding him accountable? I don't think he is, man.
You
I
said
think
it,
they're too much.
clearly when you said, "Hey, these guys used to be peers, right? They used to be pretty much like, backup quarterback and starting
Yeah.
quarterback, and so how can you hold each other accountable if you've known each other since you guys first came into the league together?"
I
right?
think Dak will only find out if he gets better, if he changes sceneries, or he has a new offensive coordinator, in my opinion.
Somebody says, "Why do y'all blame everyone but Dak? Every player has been replaced to help Dak, receivers, coaches, etc." So, obviously the thing is that the system is still the same. So that's what Harvey just tried to explain right now. I mean,
So
has the system really changed, Ram, from when it was Scott Linehan to Kellen Moore?
It's only changed the reason the offensive coordinators have changed, right?
Pretty much.
And like Harvey expressed it earlier, he was his teammate, but is he being a coach to Dak Prescott? And it goes, is he being a coach? That's what you have to ask yourself: is Kellen Moore being a coach to Dak Prescott and coaching him up? You could be your friends, you could, but is he coaching him to be better than what he is? And the system, like Harvey said, it's the same system or similar to it. They're just not running a lot of the RPO, the quarterback runs. I think they got away from that. Why? Maybe they're worried about Dak's health, which is understandable. But hey, it's the playoffs. What's that saying? You can't hold anything back now.
it's true.
So, and we'll take this last comment, and I believe we'll sign off for the day. It says Kellen Moore peaked when he was Dak's backup, and now he's our offensive coordinator. How much confidence can we expect Dak to have with him, regardless of being friends first? Man,
Man,
I'm gonna give Kellen Moore where credit is due. Yeah, I mean, obviously he didn't run the same offense as he did when Cooper Rush came in and helped us get those 4 games. But obviously, if that worked, and it helped Cooper actually look like a legitimate starting quarterback for those super Coopers out there that wants Cooper Rush to be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, that's kind of when you start thinking about Kellen. Like, Kellen, why aren't you simplifying things? Why aren't you running these rub routes and pick plays to get your wide receivers open and whatnot? So I don't know, man. It's a good question. It's a really good question, I guess, right? Only time will tell, right? I think we got this game on Monday, and after that, the Cowboys have to go on the road again and get that game, and they're gonna have to go on the road again, and then to get into the playoffs. I mean, to get into the Super Bowl, right? So it's gonna be a real telling time for Kellen Moore, and I think it's gonna look bad if the Cowboys can't make it to the Super Bowl with Kellen Moore, Dak, and Mike McCarthy at hand.
Well, all I got, man, is that at the end of the day, we can put all these game plans in and all these rah speeches. At the end of the day, man, the players have to play the game, and I think the Cowboys, especially the defense, they're a great defense. But I think a lot of problems is that everybody's trying to make a play and not taking care of their responsibilities.
Mm.
Honestly, I think that a lot of that's happening on the D. Everybody wants to make a play, and I get it. But sometimes we just have to take care of our responsibilities, and everything works out. And my example is Diggs. He bid on that Eagles game on that player when he shouldn't have, and they beat him over the top. And those are the little things I'm talking about. And if the interior line does that, then we're going to miss tackles. People are going to cut back on us and run the ball on us. As long as we stay true to our position and accountability, I think we'll be fine, man. We just got to play smart football at the end of the day.
Coaches coach and players have to execute.
Boom.
That's what it is.
Simple as that. Well, that's it. Anybody have anything else before we get to these games and see what the outcome is? I mean, I'm really looking forward to be a Niners hater for once, man.
I that's all I got, bro. All I got is go Cowboys. We'll see you on Monday right before the game. And hey, I appreciate everybody following us, man. And thanks, Ram, for following us, man. I appreciate Ram for you getting on.
It says
Man.
great show, brother. Thanks to Theo Ram, right?
No, guys, it was. I had goosebumps when y'all call me. I love it. I love the podcast. I follow it every time I get it. I'm on it, guys. I mean, you guys have done an awesome job. I appreciate the opportunity to get on here. Hey, haters hate. Keep on coming, join the podcast. Give us fuel.
All I want to say is I'm just giving you guys a word of advice. Don't ever challenge Ram, man, because if you challenge Ram, you got to make sure that you bring your A game, man, because you're not going to win. And I'm sorry, you're just not going to win. But that's it for us, man. TikTok, we love you guys. Let me end the stream there. Bam, we're out there. And then of course YouTube, hey, we love you guys. Remember, keep in we will be kickoff Monday, and we'll see. I mean, if we'll see how it goes. Maybe Ram, maybe you can join us for the post game, right? So we'll see about that.
For
All
sure,
right.
guys.
All right. So